What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I do apologize about the late start. We had some technical difficulties this evening, but guess what? We're not going to let this thing stop us, just like none of these teams in the NFC are going to stop us. So before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button so we can get this thing underway. We do apologize once again. Welcome to the BirdCage LLC. Let's get it.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's going on? What's going on? You already know how we get down. This is your boy, the historian. We are in the birdcage tonight. So gotta change a few things up tonight. You know, introduction had to do a little something different tonight. Birdcage crew representing as they always do. We're gonna bring them in a second. But the first thing I want to do before I bring the magnificent birdcage crew in, I got to give a special shout out to our boy, Mr. Turbo himself, Mr. Run It Back. Today is his birthday. We got the birthday boy on deck. He's not in the chat. I mean, he's gonna be in the chat with y'all tonight. So y'all, please go ahead and hit that happy birthday like and subscribe for my boy or whatnot tonight. But before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the magnificent birdcage crew in here. We got K-Dub and we got Coach Cam in the building. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah, man, good. Glad to be in the building tonight with Coach Cam. He's back, back on the script, back on the hip. And like I said, we going on this run. Good to be in the building with Mr. Historian and everybody and all the listeners and subscribers out there. Man. Let's get into it. I'm gonna be in the building this week, so if you're at the game, hit me up and we can do a little talk, a little shout out or something. But I'll be at that Seattle game for all the people out there that may be going.
That's what's up, fam. Cam, welcome back, man. Long time no see.
Say his name and he will appear.
Yeah, you do. But in this situation, man, so what's been going on? I got a little issue with my camera, but we going to do it like this. So what's been up, man?
Not much, man. Just getting back in the swing of things. Had to come back and sit with my family for a little bit. Let's talk some Falcons football. Let's get to it.
Most definitely, man. So without further ado, as we said, I'm actually going to go ahead and get this thing started, man. We're going to talk a little bit about tonight. The main thing that everybody's thinking about at this point, we got to address the pass rush situation. How do you feel about what's going on with this pass rush at this point?
Oh, our pass rush, we need to address it. I feel like we need to go out and acquire more talent to get fresh off the other side so you can really unlock Judon and the rest of the guys on the defensive line. I feel like I was one of the guys that said, go ahead and play some of these younger guys and see what we get out of them just because we drafted them. But if we're going to go on a Super Bowl run, we need to react and respond quickly and go ahead and get one of these pass rushes before the trade deadline to bolster up our saddle and our defensive line unit so we can move forward and trying to go past the 11 wins or the 12 wins. We're trying to go on a Super Bowl run. These guys look like they may want to do something this year. So, hey, why not push all your cards in, push all your chips in and go for the gusto. That's how I look at it. I'm not worried about future picks because I've seen us give up a lot of picks for players in the past. Sometimes you gotta take risk to have the great rewards. That's just my statement on the defensive line and the pressure that we get.
Cam, what you got, man?
Actually, I'm the opposite.
Okay.
I think the defensive line is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're moving the quarterback off their spots. Are they finishing it? No, because we can't tackle. That's the biggest issue. We can't tackle worth a dog. But we are getting pressure on the quarterback. We're creating havoc. We're knocking timing off of their certain routes of 4 receivers. The thing is, we have to get home. Like Judon gets there. I've seen Kentavious Street get there before he got hurt, things like that. So we just have to really motivate, or not motivate, but really start to move the needle. I think the 4-man front that we have is not enough because we're still too light in the pants. I think Grady is maybe the heaviest guy on our defensive line. So we get bullied a lot up front. So what we need to do is scheme more blitzes with either Troy Anderson or even Lemon to get that extra guy to move the needle for that quarterback. But honestly, the pass rush is there. We're moving the quarterback off his spot. We're doing what needs to be done. So we just have to get home and actually finish the play. I like what Judon has brought so far. He's not fully game ready. He's still like getting the rest knocked off of him because he didn't do any training camp. He didn't do any preseason either. So he's playing his way back into football shape. So we're doing exactly what needs to be done. With that first stretch of games was probably the hardest part of our schedule, in my opinion. We're looking pretty doggone good. We should be 5-1 right now, to be honest. Let's just be real. There was some bad calls that went against us in that Kansas City game. It is what it is. But honestly, like the pass rush is doing their job. The secondary is doing their job. So as long as they continue to gel with Justin Credible and Jesse Bates, once those two really learn to feed off of each other and they know where they're going to end up, how they can play off of each other, the pass rush is going to get home eventually. So we just have to continue to work on those guys, let those guys do what they do. Again, Grady Jarrett is also coming back from his injury, so he's still playing his way back. So once everyone is healthy, the defensive line gels, and we start to incorporate more of the younger guys, you'll see that pass rush get home and finish the job.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this here. We need to go ahead and address the pass rush. I get letting these young guys play, but here's the thing. These young guys need some seasoning right now. When you talk about being able to have experience and what's going on with this team, you don't have enough guys from that pass rushing side of the ball that have experience or whatnot. So you have to address the experience issue and the factor in this spot. But just think about it like this, man. Your boy Michael Penix Jr. is actually learning right now how to play quarterback because he's got a veteran in front of him that's teaching him. Mm-hmm. Everybody's saying trial by fire, you got to learn. No, that's not good for everybody because guess what? The game moves too fast for a lot of guys, especially when you get out of college to the NFL. It's 2 different speeds. So when you look at it, you have to learn how to take certain inches and angles. At this point, it's all about contact teaching and also being able to learn that book and let the game slow down. But the game truly doesn't slow down. You become faster. That's pretty much what I have on that. But addressing the issue, let's talk about it. We have a couple of veterans that have been in talks. Max Crosby is off the table, as we know, because Al Davis' son, Mark Davis or whatnot, said, "No, we're not getting rid of him." You still have Haason Reddick, Azeez Ojalari, Myles Garrett. That's there. That's still on the table right now, and a couple of others. I'll go ahead and put it out here. Myles Garrett would make the most sense because you can get him on the same deal that Russell Wilson was on, leaving the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, Cleveland has to unload the books because there are cornerbacks that still need to be paid. There are linebackers that need to be paid. They have wide receivers that need to be paid. And that Deshaun Watson contract has literally got them in a vice. So at this point, they're trying to unload the books, and Garrett's going to want to be paid. And Garrett is still in his prime, and he's under 30. So when you look at that, that is prime for a guy to come in already with a team that's winning, a man that has playoff experience, and a guy that knows how to attack the football. So Myles Garrett would be my guy that I would bring in because of that. But again, we have great choices all the way around. So Cam, I want you to start this one, and K-Dub, you got the next one or whatnot. So Cam, who would you want to bring in, and what are your reasons for it bringing him in?
As much as I like Myles Garrett, I don't think he would be a good fit for this team. A guy like Zadarius Smith would be the perfect choice for this team, only because he can play inside and he can play outside. And the way that Coach Lake likes to run his defenses, Zadarius Smith can also fall into coverage. So you can use him, move him out, and scheme a blitz with one of the other linebackers like Landman, Anderson. So there's a way that you work him in. And then with him and Carter, with him and Zoe, they work so well together. Like, they're both strong and they're both fast. So you can put them both on the field, inside and outside. So he would be the ideal fit for this team, in my opinion.
I give you that. When you say Smith does that, but Myles Garrett also does that too, all the way around. I'm just looking at the cost effectiveness at this point, because we already know it's going to cost a ton of money to bring some of these guys in. And the question is, when you got a guy that can play all four positions on the defensive line and you can let Grady get back to his spot, Myles is a guy who plays every position on the line. That's why I'm saying we haven't had a push up the middle, even with Eddie Goldman here. So I'm looking at, hey, we need to get Grady some more help. K-Dub, what you got?
I mean, I think we had this conversation on the back channels, man. I mean, I'm with Cam on this. I mean, I like Zadarius Smith. I think I put that in our chat, but I do love Myles Garrett, but I just don't see Cleveland coming up for him. I mean, until they come off of him, then I believe it. I can see it till I believe it. But if Terry can work that magic, yes. But we will see. If he can cook that 5-star dish, let him do it. But I feel like Reddick just sitting out there. Everybody keeps saying he quit on teams. The man trying to get paid. Man, this might be his last contract that he'll ever sign. When you start thinking about business, you want to go ahead.
No, absolutely not.
You can keep saying absolutely not. The man sitting there waiting for the pick.
But here's the thing, though. If he was productive, as we've talked about in the chat in the back, Philly would have never got rid of him because they need a pass rush. They got rid of him because he quit on them. And then on top of that, the money that he's asking for does not match up to his production. And that was the reason why they let him go. Now, New York took him because they're just trying to bring in players because they're desperate enough to win. They gave him a payday. He just ain't showed up to play. So, again, when you talk about quitting on teams, he got what he wanted in New York. He literally got what he wanted. So why he just hasn't showed up?
I'll answer that for you. I'll answer this for you, K-Dub. I'll answer this for you. The thing with Haason Reddick, he's not the same guy he was when he was in Arizona. He's lost a step. Secondly, when you've been given everything you want, there's no motivation for you to play. He's been given 2 huge paydays, and in both instances, he has refused to play ball. He refuses to play because he feels like he's a big name and he deserves more money when he hasn't. The production is not there for him. When you're only averaging 3.5 sacks over the last 2 years, why am I paying you $100+ million? You haven't done enough for me to say you're not warranted another payday at this point. you either get on the field and prove your worth, or what's happening to him right now. He's sitting there and no one is even picking up the phone to call about Haason Reddick. They can't find a trade for this man. No one wants to trade for him. Nobody.
Well,
So
I mean,
when you make this big fuss about who you are, and teams are looking at the tape, and they're also watching your behaviors on how you quit on 2 teams in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I personally take my personnel to trade for you, knowing that if you don't get what you want, you're going to quit on me too? So now I've already lost money.
Draft picks.
I've lost draft picks, and I've lost other players that can do the job that they can do, and you can't. Plus, he's terrible against the run.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good run stopper. He can't tackle unless there's other people assisting him. He's a terrible tackler. So no, I wouldn't bring him in. I wouldn't even want to coach the guy because he's shown he's not coachable. He has a bigger ego than what he does on the field.
okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know that much in detail about it. I appreciate you enlightening me on that. So, but I'm just feeling we still need help on that defensive line. So I don't know what kind of deal that Terry's trying to work right now. I pray that he's trying to work something to bring us extra help on the pass rush. So.
Now, I said that in the backstage area. I got a totally different reaction from you. I'm calling you out on that because that's BS. No, that's BS right there. Because I said the same damn thing Cam did, and you literally just fought me tooth and nail. But because Coach Cam said it, you turned on me on that. And I literally said the same exact thing, dog. That's cold. That's cold-blooded.
Hey, look.
Cold-blooded.
I never said you didn't say this thing in the chat, but it was a chat.
No,
maybe
but I mean, but here's the thing.
Hearing it from
He
his
struggled
mouth.
with that at Temple.
Yeah.
He struggled with tackling at Temple University when he was there. So at the same time, you have to look at the fact that our defense is an attack mode defense, and if you can't tackle an open field or wrap up or bring a guy down, that hurts us because it's pretty much us playing with 10 guys. You know, yeah, you can pass rush. We love for you to be here, but if you're a one-trick pony, hey man, it does us no good. And Jimmy Lake really can't use you in the scheme like he wants to, because to me at this point, I feel like you go ahead and get a young buck a shot if you don't get a veteran. Let the kid Darlis get a chance in there, get his feet wet. You're already letting Aruka Roro get wet already, and you're letting him get after it. Start letting this young guy get it, man. You know, dumb down the playbook, have packages for him so he can at least get the experience, because if somebody goes down, he's gonna have to have on-the-job training, just like JT Bertrand, with literally without reps.
Johnny, to answer your question, Max Crosby fits the scheme perfectly.
But they're not picking him up though.
The only thing is the price tag for him would be astronomical. Like, we would have to give up a farm and another farm on top of another farm to get him here. And the Raiders are going to build that defense around him. Like, in my opinion, that's a generational talent because he can cover and he can pass rush. So he's one of those unicorn type people. Like, if you almost look at Aaron Donald, that's who Max Crosby has a motor like. I'm not saying he's Aaron Donald, but if you look at the way Max Crosby disrupts every single play when he's on the field, you have to give him a double, sometimes even a triple team. So no, he's way too much to come here.
But what I'm saying is everything y'all saying is so true. That's what I'm saying. What do we have that we can get rid of to go get somebody to bring them in? All these guys, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby.
But Max Crosby, we can't afford him. We can't afford him. Myles Garrett would actually, if you want to look at superstar, Myles Garrett might be the only other guy that we can afford as a merchant. He would be pretty much a 1 or 2 year deal merchant where he gets a couple of dollars, and we would see, because Terry's going to finagle that money. Like I said, I'm having some slight issues with the camera, so I apologize. Normally I have my stuff up, but here's the thing: you don't give up much for Garrett. You don't. The only problem with Ojalari is this, and Oziz is a monster when he's healthy. But the problem is he's like Saquon Barkley. He's one step away from a hospital bed. So if you bring him here, you might as well get him a room either in Grady or get him a room in Piedmont, because you have reservations on it, because he's going to be there at least once or twice out of the season. And I love Azeez Ojalari because he was a dog for number one, as we all know. But he's a guy that just health-wise, that right there is literally a problem. And as for now, William, we see you talk about Lorenzo Carter every week. Dog, we know you don't want him. Here's the thing. When he was early in his career, he was a problem. We got him when he was pretty much at the end of his career. So all the diminished skills that you're seeing, he's playing down. He's not a bust, because he was productive his whole career when he was in Chicago and for the Rams. So when you look at it, we're getting another player at the end of his career. So that's not a bust. A bust is somebody who's just bad from the start of their career to finish, like Desmond Ritter right now. That is a bust. Yeah. That is a bust. But when you get a guy that's already spent, we need to bench him. But he's not a bust, though. So I get the frustration with him because of the sacks he missed, and we all are pissed off about that. But at the same time, we can't call the man a bust because he's been in the league for 10-plus years, and he's been productive everywhere else. When he first got to Atlanta, he was solid. But the diminished skills are just it hurts him. It hurts.
Let's put it like this.
I understand your frustration because we're all in that boat about benching him. But we just can't call the man a bust.
No. I don't say we bench Zoe. The thing is, Zoe is more of a third or fourth down kind of guy. You can't play him all 3 downs and expect him to give you everything he got, because one, he's long in the tooth. Let's call it for what it is. He's an older player. He's pushing 34. So
I gotta bench him, dog. I'm sorry. I'm with my dog William on this. I got to bench him because when you normally can have a sack in a game, now this is one thing me and Will talked about. Mr. FMLA, shout out to my boy. As we both said it, you cannot, when you have a sack to pretty much put the game away, you cannot let that quarterback go like that, because that was just BS. I almost cussed on here, but that was just BS or whatnot. You cannot let a guy get away. So I'm with Will on sitting that man on the bench. Will, you're absolutely right about putting him on the bench. I'm with you. Look, me and Will gonna start the campaign. Y'all go ahead and get this up. The same way everybody campaigning for the election right now, let's campaign for Lorenzo Carter to sit on the bench. I'm with you on that, Will. I ain't gonna sit there and just trash my dog like that and then, you know what I'm saying, let that just go. No, Will is absolutely right about sitting him on the bench.
I would make Zoe situational. I would make Zoe a situational pass rusher. That's just me. That's just
me. He can't put a sack down, dog. He could not sack freaking Andy Dalton last week. Come on, man. I didn't see the
game last week, so I can't really speak on it. But he's been dependable since he's been here. So I mean, he'd be a situational kind of guy. That's how I would use him. I wouldn't use him as an all three down guy, rushing the passer. He'd be very situational.
AK Dub, I'm gonna take it back. Back to the days when Fulton County Stadium was up. I'm gonna take this song back. How did Janet Jackson say it? What have you done for me lately? When she was hanging around Atlanta with Bobby Brown. I'm taking it back to them days. Yeah. What has Lorenzo Carter done for us, dog? Let's be real. What has he done for us recently?
That's why I said we got to go bring in some heavy artillery. I think our young guys are going to develop and pay dividends for us in the future. But right now, for this run we need to go on, we have to acquire somebody else to unlock Judon. Judon getting held, double teamed, and everything over there. So you have to have somebody to unlock him. So once he coming off that side, they can't bring all that pressure. Then you can get in, and then we'll get to that quarterback a lot more efficient than we should be.
Yeah, that's why I still believe like Coach Lake got to start dialing up more blitzes with the middle linebackers or the outside linebackers, because Judon, like you said, Judon is being doubled and triple teamed pretty much the whole game. He's being held the whole game, and it's not helping that Grady and Onyemata, they're not really getting a push in the middle because, again, both of them are way too late. So the only other thing that we can do is try to scheme more blitzes with Anderson, Landman, and everybody else, Ellis, and then you bring in another guy on the outside like a Zoe or somebody else like what's the boy's name? Dorless, I think. I can't really
Brandon
pronounce the name.
Willis.
Brandon Dorless.
You will bring him in too. So then you also have Brandon Trice coming back next year. So I mean, we have pieces there. It's just we have to figure out how to scheme it up because the pass rush isn't that bad. It's not that bad. We're not finishing because we can't tackle. Everyone is missing tackles from the secondary on up.
No. No, I'm not saying that we're piss poor. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the reason why we're not getting home is because these guys are having, like I said, they're getting held, but the refs are not calling it. I see a lot of holding going on when we do get back there, but we have to find a way to tackle better, get guys on the ground, not just get back there and then they whiff and you keep whiffing. Yeah. So I just need guys that are proven in this league right now to get to those guys. I know we got a lot of young guys. We got a lot of guys that might turn the corner maybe next year.
Hey man, this Carter slander gotta stop. Carter slander gotta stop.
Man, no. Listen, hold up.
This Carter slander gotta stop.
No, listen. This what we gonna do.
A boy like this, man.
I don't care what. Look, he can be your darn brother. He can be your darn auntie or whatever you want to say. But he got to go. He got to go.
I never said he had to go there. I never said.
No, he ain't say that. I said it. The historian said he got to go. Because guess what? When you miss sacks the way that you go, that's not the first sack.
Richie Grant got to go with him. Richie Grant got to go with him.
No. Hold up.
You say who got to go with him?
Richie Grant.
No. Richie.
Richie got to go.
Gonna argue that one. I've been trying to get him up out of here for the longest.
I'm gonna argue that one.
Richie gotta go.
Hey man, Richie might be gone when DeMarco Helms get back. That's all we waiting on.
We're gonna need Richie on Sunday because Justin Simmons dealing with a hamstring. We're gonna need Richie. We're gonna need Richie this Sunday. And he's gonna show up.
Let's see if he can actually step. Let's actually see if he'll step up in this game the way he needs to. Because now, guess what? The pressure is on him now. Because you ain't playing down in the box. You playing over top. And you got DK Metcalf you got to deal with, sir.
Yeah, let's go. I think you're ready.
Well, speaking of everybody saying people are ready, let's talk about it. We've been waiting for division domination for the longest. We finally got it. We 3-0 in the division, 4-0 in the NFC, and freaking 4-0. 3-0 in the NFC, 4-0 in the division. 4-0 in the conference. Excuse me, 4-0 in the NFC conference, and then 3-0 in the division. Well, the only two losses we have is really to AFC teams, and those are playoff bound teams that we battled, and they struggled with us. Now we got him in. He finally came out of the dark. There you go. But we got to get back to this division dominance. I just wanted to make sure I put that one up on you. He keeping tabs on him now. But getting back to the division domination, here's the thing. We got to keep winning in our conference in the NFC. We want to win all the games that we want. I mean, all the games that are in front of us, but we've got to win ball games in this conference. The more NFC conference games you get, the higher playoff seed you have. So my thing is this. All we need really is 2 more wins in this division, and it's ours. It's a done deal. And the way that things are now, I feel like the toughest game is going to be in New Orleans, honestly, because we know that the refs going to get them all the calls. We know how that go. We just got to outplay them jokers. But Tampa, to me, does not really scare me in the division because we saw that we could go toe-to-toe with them. We got a quarterback that can go toe-to-toe. And with the way that this team is gone offensively, I'd say about week 7. We're going into week 7 right now, gentlemen. And we saw what Kirk Cousins has done in the last 3 games. And you see what that running game has turned into, right? And this goes into this topic here. And I'm going to let you guys cook on it. A simple conversation has turned the offense on. You remember when I said it had to take a moment for Zach Robinson to had that conversation with Kirk. Remember, I said in the offseason, I said it's going to be one moment in the season where they're going to have that conversation, and that conversation was last Sunday. He said, Kirk, what do you think we need to run to win? And what did Kirk say? Run the ball, right?
Run the damn ball.
Thank you. Guess what? We ran the ball. Kirk took a little, couple of throws off of his elbow with those two monsters in the backfield, and we see the results of that. Feed 25, baby. Feed 25. And then when they're tired, throw Bijan at them.
No, I like the mixture he got. He's mixing them up. He's not just throwing 25 out there. He's got an outstanding mixture that he's come up with. And everybody tried to poo-poo Zach Robinson. I remember that, but I was with him. So let's go.
No,
I already told you like this. I said he needed at least 7. I said he needed a whole season up under him, but with a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins, I said it was going to be 7 games till that offense start clicking. 7 games.
I said 5 games. He threw a 509 and we 5. So
but the offense hadn't played a full complete game yet.
No, we didn't play.
They still that when I say the offense is clicking, I'm talking about running and passing all in one.
Now
that's why I said week 7.
I give it that it wasn't balanced, but we did throw for a whole lot of yards.
Yeah, I was, and K-Dub, to your point, I was one of those guys that was getting very frustrated with Zach Robinson. I'll be honest about it, because I honestly felt like Tyler wasn't touching the ball enough. Again, between the first 4 weeks, Tyler only had 12 touches. So when you're forcing the ball to Bijan and the opposing team knows Bijan is going to get the ball 90% of the time, it becomes very easy for a defense to defend our offense.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
When you have Tyler running the way that he does, because Tyler always falls forward. When Bijan gets hit, he usually falls backwards. So when you have a guy who's pulling people 2, 3, 4 yards at a time, those dudes tend to get tired. They start to creep up when they see him coming later in the game. They're not coming at full speed no more. They're making business decisions. So once you have that down and those guys ain't looking to hit like that no more, that's when you start to see that play action start to look real pretty, because now they're not running up trying to hit no more, because now they're afraid to, hey, this is too much. This is 255 pounds coming north and south at me. And then you got Bijan. Bijan, he's a big kid, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, his speed is the X factor once Tyler has wore they behinds out. And the beauty about all of this is the one person that we all have been making fun of, the government mule Kyle Pitts, is making a reemergence because he's being put into the game plan. So when you have those 3 cooking, guys like Ray McLeod and Darren and Draco, you start to see. Hold
up, Cam. Wait a minute. I'm gonna call you on your BS right now. You know I'm good for it. I already called K-Dub on it. I got to call you on your BS. It ain't because Pitts. It's not just because Pitts got plays. Let's get this straight. Darnell Mooney was showing up before Pitts touched the ball. Darnell Mooney was eating before Pitts touched the ball. And so was Drake. And Ray was the guy, as K-Dub said, was the one who opened it up. Pitts started getting into that game plan later.
Right there now.
He wasn't the cat that opened it up. I'm making sure we give him his credit, but I'm not going to sit there and give him that. I can't give him that because K-Dub called this here.
No, I got you. Let me clear it up. I'm not saying that Kyle Pitts opened up everything, but what I'm saying is he's being added to the game plan a lot more in the last couple of weeks. So because he's that possession guy that you have who can eat up the middle of the field, because again, once they start to bring all those bodies up, because they got Tyler running the ball 20, getting at least 10 to 15 touches, you got Bijan. So now they're starting to load up that box a little bit. Now you're incorporating Kyle Pitts to eat up the middle of the field. Because now with that added addition to this offense, we're going to see a lot more one-on-ones with our receivers like Draco and Ray and Darryl. Even if we look at the game with Kadero Hodge.
He said his name Darnell.
He was wide open because they was afraid of the run. and they left him butt naked and Kirk Ostini from
There's gonna be a whole lot of more butt naked plays.
So that's what I'm saying. Because of the way the run, because of the way Zach Robinson has, he's maintained the run now.
That's what he doing.
And you have a lot of TA getting the ball. Teams are loading up that box, which means now that we're incorporating Kyle Pitts, now they're gonna have to find him, and now our receivers get to do what they do best. They get one-on-ones and they get open. And Darnell Mooney has been the guy so far this season. He has been the number one over Drake.
Yeah,
that's just in my opinion.
Yeah, we understand that 1A and 1B. 1A and 1B. What make Drake nasty? To be honest, he going all over the field. He going inside, outside, and I go block you into the damn concession stand. Get over here.
Drake,
Get over here.
If you want to compare anybody to Drake, it ain't Mike Evans. I'm sorry, it ain't Mike Evans. If I'm gonna compare Drake to a wide receiver, I got to compare him to another USC wide receiver that came out years before him that was a number 1 draft pick too, Keyshawn Johnson. He played like Keyshawn, and if anybody know anything about Keyshawn was a bully. Go ahead and look it up. Keyshawn was a bully at wide receiver, and that is exactly what Drake ain't nothing but a light-skinned Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah,
he just looks soft, but he ain't soft. Trust me.
I mean, hey, look,
he grew up in Rancho Cucamonga.
I just like putting.
I'm just joking about that one, man.
Watching him go block, he loved blocking, man.
and here's the thing, I agree with you on that, Nando. If I gotta call Ray McLeod somebody, I would call him a Don BB type of receiver, small, fast, will make a play when it's needed. It seems like not consistent. Let's be real.
He make a clutch play though.
He make clutch plays. He make plays. Here's the thing. He makes plays when they're needed, and he costs us with dumb penalties because he had a few last week.
He lied.
But you gotta also play smart football. You can't put your team has.
We don't win over this. I'm not saying don't catch these penalties. I'm not for no penalties.
No, I'm for a dude being physical, but you can't kill the momentum every week, though. You can't kill the momentum of the drive every week.
Hey, look, you better not kill the momentum when I'm in the house. You better keep it going, Ray.
And look, and speaking of momentum, look what the cat done drugged in.
What it is, what it do, great beard, TV in the building.
CP time, what's up, man?
Man.
What's up?
What's up? You know you gonna catch some smoke today, so you might as well just go ahead and just take it. It's just like these defenses that's playing against the Falcons. They can't do nothing about it, but just take it, bro.
Man, look, I done been beat up by I-75, 285 all day, bro.
Hey, that's that ATL traffic. You already know what time it is.
I'm talking about vehicle fire. I'm talking about turnover.
Do you need some VA mood pills, sir? Because we got them right here.
No, I need a shot.
We all veterans, so you know I got these. You know you can get these legally, right? I got you if you need them.
The Crown Royal's on deck. I'll be all right. But
that's it. Hey, you self-medicating now.
Hey,
man, K-Dub, he gotta start trusting the VA, man. At least with the mood pills, he about to self-medicate and mess up his liver.
I'm just
a couple of shots.
I go visit a lot, man. That traffic make you want to hurt somebody, man. I can't
Marvin Gaye, man, it make you want to holler. I'm telling you.
I'm glad I just come in and come out now. I just come in and deal with a little bit, get my butt back out of here to Augusta, man. I can't. It's too much.
Must be nice.
Too much.
So we ain't gonna attack you right now, but we gonna talk about how these Falcons have to attack the Seattle Seahawks in all 3 phases of the game this week, and they have to play a complete game because the Seahawks have had 3 straight games that they've lost. They're on a 3-game losing streak. We don't need to be their bounce back game because we have a history of playing a team that's losing games in a row, and they come to Atlanta. Oh yeah, we gonna get our bounce back game. You get your season right. It ain't happening with this regime. It ain't happening with this regime, ladies and gentlemen.
Got to, man.
I gotta let my guy Graybeard start on this one. When we talk about the Falcons attacking on all 3 games, you're talking about playing a team that's dangerous at this point. 3 losses. It's like a wounded tiger at this point. Wounded tigers they fight more viciously when they're hurt to get out of harm's way. They're gonna fight you to the death. And
Absolutely.
this could be a turning point for their season right now. What do you think the offense? I'm gonna break this down into all 3 phases. Each one of y'all gonna get a phase. You get offense first, sir.
Okay.
What do you think that the offense has to do in this ball game to attack a wounded defense that's gonna play desperate with their hair, with pretty much with their hair on fire on Sunday?
I think start fast, control the clock, limit their progression that they have, and make them one-dimensional. I mean, you already know they got a plethora of running back, and then also you already know DK Metcalf is that creative player that everybody loved on Madden. So he's still dangerous. Still got Tyler Lockett, good slot wide receiver. So for me, man, limiting their offensive progression will be do benefit of. Like I said, this might be another exciting episode of the Tyler, IG, and Bijan show. Let them run the ball down their throat. Literally.
And you got to remember, they also got Kenny McIntosh on that team too. Outside of Kenneth Walker III, they got a nasty Georgia running back that we all know that got us a national championship in 2022. So
And
he's the number 2.
I mean,
so
they
again,
got
you got
wide receivers.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But no one talks about it. Everybody keep talking about Kenneth Walker III, and I get it. But they got a 2-headed monster like we do. That's the difference. And it's like looking into a mirror when you see their running game.
Oh yeah, man. I just think limiting their time of possession would do benefit for us, man. We got to control the clock a little bit. I understand Kirk will want to air it out, and I think that we should air it out. But at the same time, once we get a lead, run the ball down their throat. Because Bijan and Tyler Algier should now have another outstanding showing in this game. If it ain't broke, why try to fix it?
Coach Cam, I'm going to ask you this one. What you got for the defensive side of the ball?
Easy. Don't let DK beat you.
Oh, yeah. God.
It's easy.
That's it?
Don't let DK beat you. Because the thing is, they're going to pick on AJ because, again, AJ had his first interception in 3 years.
That's terrible.
AJ is being picked on in the first 5 games that I've watched so far, besides last week. Teams are actually picking on AJ. They're not going at Mike Hughes. They're not going at anybody else. They're specifically going at AJ. Because as good as AJ is, he tends to panic when the receiver gets up on him. Instead of falling back on his fundamentals, he panics and he gets real handsy.
Yeah.
So if I'm Seattle, I'm going to go at him consistently because I know he's going to give me 15 yards throughout the game. The run game, we have to be mindful and not give up the edge because if you watch Kenneth Walker, he's not a big between the numbers running kind of running back.
Oh,
That's not his game. He likes to get to the edge and burst. If they put in Kenny McIntosh, that's where the problem is going to happen. That's where the problem starts. Because if the game that I watched last week, he runs like Tyler Algier. He's a real physical back and he loves contact. He looks for it. So if we want to keep our guys off of the field, we have to force 3 and outs, and we have to do it early.
Yeah,
if we can make them a one-dimensional team.
Agreed.
If we can make them a one-dimensional team, we can win this game.
I got some breaking news for y'all real quick before we get to the special teams. So remember how we said that Mark Davis actually vetoed Max Crosby? Here you go. This is off of SportsIllustrated.com, inside.com. So this is a reputable source. Max Crosby opens the door for possible trade. The Falcons are on alert at this point. So again, he's 27 years old, and it is a possibility that he might come to Atlanta. Here you go. The NFL trade deadline is approaching in a few weeks, with deals needing to be finalized at 4 p.m. on November the 5th. The Atlanta Falcons pretty much are eyeing possibly this gentleman here, as you can see, upgrading the pass rush. So Max Crosby might be on the list.
In play. He might be
And
in
here
play.
you go.
Mad,
And again,
Matt.
so Atlanta could be a place. Detroit could be a place also. So I wanted to make sure I broke that news. I know you were talking about that, but I literally just saw that. So,
If he
ladies
go
and
to
gentlemen,
Detroit,
No,
if
no,
they
please
go to
don't let him go to
well, here's the
Detroit.
thing. It would make sense for him to go to Detroit. Aiden Hutchinson just broke his leg.
right?
Yeah.
It would make sense. Detroit has the cap space to do it.
Yeah, they definitely
We would have to move heaven and earth to make that happen.
do.
But
Yeah,
if Terry can get Justin Simmons and Judon, literally got both of them cats,
Yeah.
I believe Terry could get him or Myles Garrett, either one, or Darius Smith, either one of them three.
I just feel like Terry can work the magic, but a lot of these guys that we got wanted to come here. Max Crosby might just want to come today. He see what we building.
I think Max might want some of them wings and them shoe dances at Magic City.
Yeah.
That's
You
what I
see,
think.
we see that thing. You see we done turned clean cut Kurt to get turned up Kurt.
Hey, the reason I said Max Crosby would fit here, let's be honest. Max would fit here because let's keep this a bean. It's cheaper in Atlanta than it is Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And all I'm gonna say is this here. We've been needing somebody with a nasty attitude on that defense as well. We already got Justin Simmons, and you already got your other safety Bates. But here's the thing: we need somebody up front with a mean, nasty attitude.
Yeah.
You get no meaning
You
in
heard
Matt.
what Crosby said. Unfortunately, they took a butt whooping by Denver. But you heard what he said to Bo Nix. He said, "Hey, they don't effing know." He literally stood up out of his stance and told them they didn't know the call. He told them to speak up. When you want a guy like that on your defense to talk smack that can back it up?
We need a dog.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Because all you need is one dog. Everybody else is follow.
Yep.
now, and speaking of dogs, let's talk about the dog, and I call this the dog side of the ball, the special teams part that I love to talk about. K-Dub, you are you're the president of the Young Way Coup Club, sir. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. You stood on your soapbox after week 1, and I was right there with you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm the vice president.
How do you feel that this special teams unit is going to play in this ball game?
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say, man. I mean, I was a big critic and of both the the special teams coordinator and Coup. But man, they've really turned my head this year. I love the fact that Coach Raheem retained the special team coordinator, because I thought he needed to be gone. But I mean, he did a great interview with Raheem and staff, and Raheem said I was blown away and brought the guy in. He's really coaching his butt off on that special teams, man. I mean, maybe it's because he's with a coach of the same type of ethnicity. I don't know, but he's doing his thing, man. And
I'm gonna tell you what it is. That man job on the line. That's why he coaching his butt off. Hey, how did Pop say on Friday? First of the month, the rent is due. He said, if you ain't got nothing to put on the table, you ain't got to worry about catching a dog. You got to better worry about a dog catching your ass. Because guess what? That man right now, desperation brings out some of the best out of everybody. I got to give him that.
But I just feel like, I mean, it could be many factors or whatever, but I just saying he's doing an outstanding job. I can't knock him. He's really made me a believer in his style of coaching. I mean, like I say, those guys are really getting after it, the gunners and everything. Like I say, Koo has been so clutch. He missed a couple of them, but when he really needs to hit them, he's hit them, and he's doing this thing. So, like I said, man, continue to do what we've been doing. Continue to cover at a high level. Continue to return at a high level, and don't cough the ball up. Don't go down there and muffin punts, getting kicks blocked and all that thing. I mean, everybody has to, as a unit, everyone has to execute at a high level. I mean, you have to block at a high level. You got to basically kick at a high level and punt at a high level. Continue to get great coverage on your punts. I mean, you just got to be excellent in all phases. Like I say, he knows what to do. We've been excellent in special teams this year. So not just good, but we've been excellent. So I think we'll be more of the same, and I expect to have great special teams this particular coming up Sunday, and I feel like it'll be a tight game, like I think maybe Carlos said in the chat, and I think it's one of those heart pill medicines that you'll need to have out, but
Yeah, I'm gonna need
you
my.
should.
I'm gonna need it. I'm
I
gonna need
mean,
mine.
but if
As I said
you're
before, they
Yeah.
call it the blood pressure birds. That has been, listen, the t-shirt is already on the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I already
Blood pressure
got the
bird.
BirdCage original with this here.
That's
The
gonna be one
blood
of those.
pressure birds.
Yeah, he coined that. He coined that. I will say he coined that.
Hey, all I
Uh,
know is if
yeah.
we see any other podcast saying that, damn it, y'all owe us 10%.
Yeah,
I
he coined
apologize,
that.
mama. I
Historian.
apologize, mama, for cussing. My mama's in the chat, so I got to calm down now. See, I
Yeah,
had a little fun till I saw her pop in. Now I got to chill out now. See, this ain't no
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
question: Am I the only one that's not completely sold on our punter just yet?
Who?
He been averaging
No,
52 yards a punt, bro.
Huh?
he ain't,
I'm
he ain't
sold
been
on
bad. He
He ain't been bad. He had one
He ain't
rough
been bad.
game. He's only had
Man.
2 rough games out of 6.
I like our punter, man.
He ain't been bad.
Pinion, I said his Pinion has actually Pinion know his job on the line, so
Yeah,
he can't screw up.
I don't love the punter, but I like the punter. So there we go.
Give me the Australian kid at Georgia, please. If we
Yeah.
get rid of Pinion,
I
you
will
better
take that.
draft the Australian rugger. Draft him. That's
Yeah.
not an undrafted free agent guy. That is a draft pick. When you
Yeah.
can bomb 55 to 60 to 75-yard punts and corner kick those things and be accurate with it, I'm good. His leg has
that's
been
about what we
rested.
got.
I think this is the most that we've seen him punt since he's been at Georgia. He's not bored now.
No, and that's the bad part.
That man been over there crocheting on the sideline.
Hey, so here's something. I'm gonna let K-Dub start with this one. So with the game matchups with this one here, with the birds and pretty much the birds, our birds and their seabirds, as I would say. How do we start strong and fast? What do you think needs to happen, and how does the tone need to be set early before we get into the matchups? K-Dub, this is a topic I'm gonna let you cook on.
Okay, I'm just gonna piggyback. I think maybe Graybeard said it with this start out, or maybe Coach Cam. It said start out with Tyler Algier, man. You start out with that battering ram to wear those guys down, and you come in with that mix of Bijan, with that outside zone, hitting that thing, and like I said, he eventually going to start breaking those things for 60, 70 yards to the house because he's still learning. And one thing about Bijan, he's having good games, but he's not breaking away and taking those 50, 60 yardage yet. So he's learning the angles that he needs to take and learning the blocking scheme, learning the offensive line. And shout out and kudos to that backup center that's been in there. He's played excellent since he stepped into
Ryan Neisel.
Yeah.
He had.
But I just want to give him a shout out from the BirdCage from KW. You're doing a great job. So continue to do what you need to do and play great, outstanding football and help us go on this run that we're trying to make. But for as the offense, man, I just think Kirk, like I said, Kirk is seeing the field at an excellent level right now. He's motivating these receivers to go to Pro Bowl type status levels. He's trying to make Ray a Pro Bowl. He's definitely trying to make Draco a Pro Bowler, but he's trying to push these guys to be great. He said, I see it in you. I see great things ahead. And they're following Mr. Coach, or they call him Dad. They call him the dad vibes, So, they're looking at him as a father figure. So, like I say, whatever they're looking at him as, continue to follow his lead, and we'll have a great start to the game.
You got a little bit of static coming in at the end of that one, K-Dub.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So how about that? Yeah, it was on that one. Or let's see. Okay, we don't have it no more. That's Glenn. That's not you, K-Dub. Actually, hold up. Nope, that's not you, Glenn. That's actually Cam. Cam, that's you with the static, bro.
Yeah.
We were talking and we were hearing that buzz. We'll unmute you when it's time for you. Chop it up on this one. So K-Dub pretty much talked about how we start fast. Let's talk about the exploited matchups. I'm gonna let Graybeard talk about this one, and then Cam, I'm gonna let you jump in on this one here. How do we exploit the matchups with the Birds?
I mean, we look at what the 49ers did with Seattle last game. The one thing matchup that they were getting killed, they got the tight end position. George McGriddle Kittle was cooking in that game. And then I look at Debo Samuel. The way they were utilizing Debo Samuel, I'm like, look, Donnell Mooney should be able to cook in this game. Hodges should be able to cook in this game. Bijan definitely should be able to cook in this game. The way they were utilizing him in the offense. So I'm looking at the OP, how he gonna exploit that defense and take a little bit of what the 49ers did and incorporate it into our offense.
Well, here's the thing. Hodges won't see the field unless somebody's hurt out of that receiving core,
Right.
because they
Okay.
already got their 3 starters. I would love to see more of Cordero Hodges in the receiving game, because that's a Swiss Army knife right there. The man is great on special teams, and the man is definitely reliable once that ball is in his hands, because he has Olympic caliber speed. We've seen that.
Yeah, he
and,
does.
and you have to find ways, and I believe that they're going to have packages for him later in the season, but I think right now what they're really trying to do is get the starting receivers and the starting pass catchers in a rhythm. They're trying to get these guys in a rhythm, and I said by week 7, I believe that rhythm is going to be here. Now, if they prove me wrong, maybe it might be next week, but I believe it's going to be week 7, because each week you see that rust coming off. You see that passing game starting to open things up. You're starting to see that they're figuring out how to use Tyler and Bijan. So when you exploit that matchup, I feel like the matchup that we exploit, to me, this week is going to be our offensive line against their defensive line, because they are not good against the run, and they don't get off with passes. And you got to attack the middle of the field. And I feel like if we can keep people off of Kirk Cousins' feet, we know we got a really good chance to beat these guys, because Geno Smith, you can't trust him. He's either on or he's off. And you really and shout out to Mr. Murphy. Murphy has been talking trash, by the way. By the way, I don't know if y'all paid attention to that.
I seen that.
Talking about we made a mistake passing on him. Hey,
Passed on
maybe
who?
we did.
Passed on who?
Miles Murphy. That's in Seattle. The Texas D lineman. And guess what? They might be bad. I'm gonna say this: they might be 3-3, but he holding up his end of the bargain in that middle.
Yeah.
I got to give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm just being realistic. He definitely is a game changer, and you got to put bodies on him.
No, I think they ain't got our guy. So moving on from that guy.
Hey man, you ain't moving on from that topic. I got this cat. By the
No,
team.
not the topic. I'm saying that guy.
I'm saying with him. I get what you're saying, but him. I'm not saying it's a problem, but I'm gonna be a bad guy, and y'all can jump on me all you want, and I don't care, because I got time today. Hold on. Let me do it like Coach
I
Frank.
understand.
I got time today.
Yeah.
I just
don't
need
care.
no, but let's be real. We all love how Bijan is working out for us. We see the explosiveness, but we passed on Jalen Carter. Carter is still, like, even after our game, Carter is actually showing up. He got bullied in the game with us. It is what it is. But the man is still balling at this point. We are dead. We are not good at stopping the run. You look at the statistics. Running a 3-4 defense, we don't have that one guy in the middle that could be detrimental. Carter is a guy that could have been detrimental. Now, we can get running backs here and there. And I know people that love Bijan. You hating on. It's not a hate. But at the same time, we're struggling with stopping the run. When we get up against a team, think about it. Kansas City ran the ball down our throats in that game. Even though we should have won that game, KC ran the ball down our throat with a backup running back.
Just look at last week with Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard ran all over us. We have no presence on that D line. Yeah, we're outscoring people, but here's the thing. We're going to have to find somebody that's going to be in that middle. So we passed on Carter to get Bijan, which was an Arthur Smith pick. And even Shout out to Mr. Dewey McClain because he said it at the party, and it was beautiful to hear a former Falcon say the same thing. He said, hands down, Tyler, he said, Bijan is a great player, but we needed a defensive lineman. He didn't understand that pick. He said, yeah, we know what he can do, but you can get running backs a dime a dozen who can do what this kid can do. No lie. It's a ton of them out there. Nobody don't want to hear that because everybody's on the train, but we have to, if we want to make a championship run, we've got to be able to stop the run. If we can't stop the run, we don't get a championship. Defense wins championships, offense takes you there. So at this point, Rook is going to be good, but Rook ain't ready. We needed somebody that's going to, and Rook is not a guy, how does John say it? A guy with no ankles. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's going to be that guy like Grady who can actually play every position on the line. But with running a 3-4 defense, you have to have a guy that's just really going to be able to eat up two offensive linemen at one time. And we don't have that right now. So At this point, we need somebody in the middle because Eddie Goldman hadn't held up his end of the bargain yet.
We definitely need somebody in the middle. I'm not poo-pooing your argument. You are definitely correct. I'm just saying, but I mean, is he a rookie? He's a rookie this year, right?
Who?
Goldman? Goldman? Goldman been in the league.
Not Goldman. I'm talking about the guy from
Rook is a rookie, but Rook will be playing out of position.
No, I know.
He's talking about the guy from
Seattle. My old boy from Texas, right?
He's talking about Murphy.
The boy from Texas. Yeah, Murphy is a rookie, and he's manhandling. He's doing what Jalen Carter's done. He's manhandling veteran centers.
No, I'm not. I know. I've seen him play. He's good. He's a good pick for them. But we took him at 16. That means we would have not gotten Penix then. So I'm just saying, I feel like we got the guy that we need to get. I'm not saying we don't need a defensive tackle, but we do. We need a guy to go eat up. We need a Vita Vea type. I love that kind of player, but I'm just saying as far as what we got.
I'm not poo-pooing the Penix pick at all. What I'm saying is we took a running back as a first rounder when we needed a defensive tackle, which would have made things a lot easier because, again, you could have got a Kenny McIntosh in the lower levels who does what Bijan does, literally, and they passed on that, and you still could have had Tank Bigsby. I mean, you had chances to – it's many running backs that you can bring in. I like Bijan. He's here. We rooting for him. Hell, I make posters for the boy. So it's not like I'm hating, but at the same time, I got to address the elephant in the room. We can't stop the run up the middle.
No. You're right about that. That's what I'm saying. When we drafted Bijan, I wanted a defensive player. I'm right there with you. I'm not saying we should have took
I actually remember we all was on a panel that night when they said Bijan, and we all got pissed. The only people that was happy were the ones that didn't understand. And remember, I said this. I said it right on the panel. And you actually said, I feel you on that, historian. You said, I told you, I said, us not having a defensive lineman is going to come back to bite us in the ass. I said that up front. I said, Bijan is a great player. You don't take that away. But you address what you need, not the stuff that's shiny in the cabinet. You got to get needs to make this team win. We're winning ball games, but if we can't stop the run later, it's going to be a problem. A serious problem.
That was the Arthur Smith effect.
Exactly. Oh, we got the Dixon Way raid in here. What's happening?
Oh.
Hey,
shout out to the Dixon Way raid.
Check this out.
Please hit the like buttons on the way in, please, folks.
But check this out. We all saw what happened with the San Francisco running game last week, right? 3 running backs that were drafted in the 6th round or undrafted altogether. And they put up almost 300 rushing yards on Seattle.
The kid from Georgia Tech is a beast.
three running backs. They did a running back by committee last week. They were either 6th round or undrafted. Put up almost 300 yards.
The undrafted kid from Georgia Tech is a beast.
We need to do the same thing this Sunday.
Shout out to the Dixon Way, folks. Hold up. We got to do this because, I know you cooking, but we got to say it. Shout out to the Dixon Way because they show love every time they come in here with the raids. They help us with the numbers, and they spread more news to Falcon fans about this podcast here. And those are another one of our extended family right there. Him and Miss Shonda, they do the damn thing over there on the Dixon Way. And shout out to I got ATL Kool-Aid drinkers He's got his own
Kool-Aid,
channel,
man.
but he's also got
Kool-Aid.
his own channel too. He does things for the Hawks, the Falcons, the Braves as well. Shout out to our guy Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
And we
Kool-Aid.
definitely
What Kool-Aid we
appreciate
drinking
y'all
tonight?
showing love. But
What
Cam,
flavor we on
back to what
tonight?
you were saying.
What flavor we on tonight? Cause I need that
Hey
purple.
man, Kool-Aid on chill right now, bro. The Falcons winning. The Hawks are kind of trying to figure things out. He in a good mood right now. I'm good with my dog Kool-Aid.
I want that
But
purple stuff.
Yeah, but
K-Dub.
definitely back to
Yep.
the topic at hand. We have to run the ball. The Seahawks are one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to stopping the run.
Absolutely.
I think they're what two slots lower than we are. I think we're like 26. I think they're like ranked 29th right now. We have to establish the run. That's number one above anything. We need to establish the run. And then with Kirk Cousins getting healthy and confident with that Achilles, we're going to see a lot more of that push rolling him out of the pocket with that play action. But we need to see Tyler Algier and Bijan touch the ball at least bare minimum 20 to 25 touches apiece this game. Because we have to control the clock. Because if we can keep Geno and that offense off the field, it makes it a lot easier for our defense to pin their ears back and go get it. Because once they become one-dimensional, they're not a really good football team. And San Francisco proved that.
Yeah.
So we have to run the ball. We have to run the ball consistently. Like you said earlier, the matchup that's going to be most pivotal is our offensive line versus their defensive line. That's where this game is going to be won and or lost. If our offensive line cannot keep that defensive line at bay, it's going to be a long game for us.
And I want to ask K-Dub this question here, and then I'm going to ask Graybeard a question. So now he's speaking about the offensive line, as I pointed out, and we're going to get to our X factors in a little bit. Now, defensively, how do you pose that we're able to bring pressure in this ball game and we don't have a great pass rush right now? What would you like to see Jimmy Lake do in this ball game to bring pressure against this team?
I mean, I feel like he's gonna have to tackle him in all kind of different phases, man. He's gonna have to bring safeties. You're gonna have to bring cornerbacks. You're gonna have to bring, linebackers. You got to bring all kind of people. Bring the damn kitchen sink. Just bring everything that you can and get the guy on the field. I mean, get the guy on the ground. Not on the field. Get the guy on the ground this time. You have to do a better job of tackling. Wrap up and get the guy on the field. Can we go to some wrestling classes or some grappling classes, some Greco-Roman classes? We need to do something because this ain't working. Whatever we doing, this titty tat stuff, it ain't gonna work out.
Hey, I'm with you on that. Most people don't realize that Olympic style wrestlers make the best football players. Them and everybody talks about track stars, but here's my thing. When you understand leverage and angles, like I said, KW was a wrestler. I was too banged up to wrestle for school, but I used to train with him all the time. So I understood that because me being I was an undersized safety, I knew how to hit a big dude. I knew how to take a fall. I knew how to take him down because you learn how to use their momentum against them and you use your weight. And you learn how to grapple. You don't just throw a shoulder. You hit, drive, and wrap up. And you don't see that no more. So I agree with you. Can we bring in everybody remembers Kurt Angle from his wrestling days as a sports media entertainer. But I want y'all to go back and look at Kurt Angle, the Olympian, one of the baddest Olympians to ever put on a singlet and to win a gold medal next to Dan Gable.
With a broken neck.
Two of the best.
Yeah.
With a broken neck.
I say bring in Dan Gable, even though he's old and he's still in decent shape. Let him teach these guys. These defensive players, how to wrap up. Let them teach them. Put them on the mat. I get they professionals, but hey, we want to get better.
Yeah, I mean, it correlates for offensive linemen and tackling because my favorite tackle. If people is any wrestlers out there, is the ankle pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you on the ground. I'm getting you on the ground. And
we fighting, bro.
They hated that. But guess what? I guess your ass going on the ground.
Yep.
But you ain't got no ankle, you gone.
And you can teach it. And here's that thing. And here's the thing. Teach them how to single leg shoot. Because guess what? You take away one of their legs, they can't move. That's how you generate your force. If
but
you
that's your tackling right there. Your single
exactly
leg. The single leg.
Think about it. The player that we showed last week on the BirdCage, rest in peace to Mr. Pat Fisher, 17 years in the NFL, 5'9", 165, 170-pound cornerback, was one of the most devastating players and one of the meanest guys to play corner as an undersized corner, and was taking on guys bigger than him. And you saw what his fundamentals were like. And he said in the video, take away one of his legs, he can't do anything. And a lot of people don't pay attention to that. A lot of these guys want to make the highlights. They want to be pretty with their hits and everything. A lot of these guys don't understand defense. Put it this way, and I say this from being a former defender, and I take pride in it as well, just like a lot of guys. Defense is not a coward's game.
No.
You can't be scared to get in there and mix it up with guys. You can't be scared to go in there and put paws on the guy. And you have to drive through. Because it's not a coward's game. And Nolan Richardson said that when he coached the 94 Arkansas Razorbacks, he didn't play cowardice on his defense. He was a football player too, so he took that mindset to coaching basketball. One of UTEP's greatest athletes. But I agree with him on that. Defense is not a coward's game. So if you're here in Atlanta, this ain't your daddy's Falcons. This Falcon team now, we got to continue to have a mean streak, and we can't let nobody think it's sweet over here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So let's get to these X factors, fellas. I'm gonna let K-Dub start this one. K-Dub, it's gonna be K-Dub, Glenn, Cam, and myself. What are your X factors for this ball game? One offense, one defense.
All right. Well, this week, offensive X factor will be, I'm gonna say Bijan on the offensive side of football. And then on the defense side of football, I'm going to go ahead and highlight Richard Grant. Yeah. Okay, I know we'll get a smucker or a laugh, but that's my X factors, and we'll see what happens with the game when I leave there this Sunday.
I'm not laughing. I don't know why y'all laughing. He's the guy that's got to be in there because Justin Simmons is hurt, so we can't laugh at that because if he go down, who else do we have if he goes down, folks?
He just took mine. Thanks, K-Dub.
That's why you were snickering.
Now I got to dig deep. Thank you.
You got to dig deep. Yeah.
Hey, for those who are in the chat, y'all can go ahead and put y'all X factors in there. We want to see who you guys believe are going to be difference makers this week as well. Graybeard, what you got?
X factor, man. Go a little bit different, man. I'm gonna go offensively. The running game. The running game is gonna be pivotal in this game. We need to like Coach Cam and I can. We need to minimize the progression that our other offense can get, and let our defense rest as well. We need to play some good complementary football. I'm gonna say the running game. That means the offensive line, like UK, got to get that push.
You sorry SOB. You took mine. I'm gonna start making your ass go last. Just because you wanted to take mine.
Great mind think alike, man.
I'm in my bully phase right now. Normally I'm chill, but I'm a bully today, dog.
Dang,
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
I know. But no, I just think complimentary football would do a justice in the game. And defensively, I want to hear a little bit more of Garrett on that defensive line. Can we? I mean, we've seen what he did when he blocked that punt, where he partially blocked the punt, which pretty much turned the momentum completely around in our favor. So I like to see him in the mix, but I think the one defensive player that needs to really stand up, AJ, I need you, bro. I need you, bro. They've been picking on you for week one. You need to go ahead and see why they gave you that $80 million contract. Man, make them put some respect on your name. Because AJ Terrell is my X factor on defense.
I got some news for y'all, too.
What's that?
So, New Orleans Saints wide receiver Rashid Shaheed
done
is done for the season.
Damn.
He's gonna have he's gonna get his meniscus repaired in his knee today. He's gonna face 4 to 6 months where he's out. So now the Saints are without another big piece of their offense. So that was just a little, like I said, I'm sorry for stopping the X Factor, but that's huge for us because he was the one that was cooking us. It wasn't Chris Olave. He was the one that was cooking us.
Oh yeah, he out too.
Yep. So again, so now the Saints are pretty much just going down, down, down.
I mean, it takes things in your division to help you to win the division. I mean, we've had our blunders and our falls and our faults. You know, no quarterback, Grady going down. We've had our share of problems. This year we need the football guys to be on our side and continue to stay healthy moving forward and do the things we need to do to continue to win.
For one.
And my thing is, I'm never gonna pray for a guy to get hurt because I understand what injuries are like because I went through it twice with knee injuries, and I would never cheer about a guy getting hurt. So if y'all are in this space, if y'all are cheering that a guy went down and got hurt, y'all some sick individuals. Y'all really need to look at it like this. We're rivals and we hate them, and I'm just like that, but I'm never gonna wish that on a player because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. These cats got to retire from the game and they got to live with this stuff. So if you've never had anything happen to you like that before, please don't laugh. It's not a laughing matter when you see a guy go down. Now, if we knock him out of a game to where he can't finish the game, I'm okay with that. But for him to be gone for the season like that, it sucks because at the end of the day, he still got to rehab. He still got bills to pay just like us. His job is just to play ball. So I had to remove a comment in the chat or whatnot. I did that really quick or whatnot. I'm not going to say who it was, but that was sick. So if you do put another comment in the chat like that, you will be banned because that's one thing that we're not doing here. We're trying to keep it classy. We like talking trash, but keep it classy, though. That was very, very crass. I'm not going to call you out on that, but all I'm going to say is this here. The man got a family to go home to. So if you don't like it, you can step out of the cage and we don't give a damn. We're going to keep rolling, baby. Now, back to the X Factors. Cam, you got yours?
Yeah. Let's piggyback off what you just said. Prayers up to Rashid Higbee. Speedy recovery to that young man. I hate injuries, period. So wishing him the best coming up with that injury process. So offensive X factor for us, since both of y'all said the run game, I'm gonna go, which is probably gonna be y'all gonna laugh. Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the X factor this week. And the only reason, because of the run game, he's gonna be left open a lot. He's gonna have his opportunities this game. He should be the X factor. And for defense, I'm gonna say Kaden Ellis and Nate Lammy. Those are the X factors for the defense. Because those guys are gonna have one hell of a job trying to stop Kenny McIntosh and Kenneth Walker III. They're gonna have to make sure to keep those guys contained, not letting them get to the outside. So that's where those are the X factors for the game.
Okay. I like that.
I like that.
Hey, fellas, I just want you. Well, you might like this here too. I want y'all to take a look at whose account this is and look what's going on.
I don't know who account that is.
Okay.
That's Max Crosby's account.
That Penix page. Who page?
That's Max Crosby. You got Braylon. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'll read it off for you. You got Braylon Trice, Matthew Judon, Darnell Mooney, Grady Jarrett, Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons. So here's the thing. I said it was either gonna be Myles Garrett or Max Crosby. Them tea leaves don't lie.
Give me that Mad Mac.
So we get Max Crosby, ladies and gentlemen.
Good Lord have mercy.
All I'm gonna say is this here. Somebody give
now.
Terry an unlimited amount of lemon pepper wings from Magic City.
We're gonna get him
delivered to him. Let's keep him. He's a married man, so we got to keep him out of the city, and he got a family.
He needs the key to the city. That's what he needs.
And we get a Super Bowl in this city. Terry and Alex. Here's my thing. if we get a Super Bowl in the city, Terry and Alex Anthopoulos are the two best GMs in the city. Real talk. Landry, we need you to go ahead and start talking to those two. Terry's on his way to a championship. Alex Anthopoulos got one. Terry getting ready to be the next one. We need you to go ahead and be on deck with these Hawks. But getting back to it though, my X factors for this ball game, I'll have to say now since Graybeard decided to steal my offensive, I'm gonna go with the special teams unit. I'm gonna go with the special teams unit.
Okay.
The reason I say this is because here's the thing.
I like that.
Kua is gonna have to put up points because we already know it's gonna be some drives that are gonna be stalled because they're still, like I said, I believe week 7 we're really gonna start clicking offensively, but I also know that we're gonna get put in positions where we're gonna either shoot ourselves in the foot, to be honest, or we're gonna slow ourselves down and we're not gonna convert. And Kua has to be consistent with being able to just put points on the board. Every time your number is called, you've got to put points on the board. And the other part of the special teams unit, I'm going to say, is going to be Bradley Pinion for the defensive side. Field position is going to be key in this ball game because you're going to give your team a chance to really pin their ears back defensively and go get the quarterback if they got good field position, if they got a longer field to defend. And the other thing I'm going to say those are my X factors on special teams with being able to score points and defend. But as for the punt return game, I say go ahead, keep Avery Williams back there because he's doing a solid job. But if you decide to pull Avery, which I don't think is going to happen, you go ahead and let Kadero Hodge be the one to touch that ball.
There you go.
Let Kadero Hodge be the one to touch that ball. I'd say take Ray McLeod. Here's my thing: take Ray McLeod off kickoff so he doesn't get hurt because we have him back there. Take him off the special teams unit. Reward Kadero Hodge and make him the return man. If we're not going to use that speed on the field as a starting receiver or at least in the rotation, we've got to use Kadero Hodge's speed along with Avery Williams' speed in that return game. You have to because he gives you another dimension as a kickoff returner or even a punt returner. He gives you a dimension. So those are my X factors for this week. I got to go with the whole special teams unit. That is my X factor for this week.
I like it.
Okay.
Since everybody, I got to always be the odd man out. and look, my damn camera decided to freeze on me when I wanted to be an odd man out. See how they do me? So here's the question. The last question.
Give me Max.
What?
Yeah, man. He got my temperature rising to my max over here. So
you see how them boys starting to follow him. Now that they done opened that door.
No, I'm with you, but I'm just it's crazy. That's discussion we're having. And right when we're having discussion about a pass rusher, then all this stuff is unfolding while we're talking. So somebody be watching these shows, man. So that's all I'm saying.
Hey, give me Mac.
So here's the question: what is everybody's score predictions on this? So I'm gonna go with Cam first, Glenn, and then I'm gonna go with K-Dog.
I'm gonna say who you say first?
Cam.
Okay, go ahead, Cam.
Falcons 20, Seahawks 17.
I was saying the score predictions and whatnot. You know what?
2017.
Dang. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I was gonna go 21 Falcon.
You know what? I'm gonna go against my nature, and I'm gonna do something a little different if he's not busy. John, I'm letting you know this now. It was something I wanted to ask you, but I want you to be on screen for this, sir. While I give my prediction, we got to let the Cricket Deacon in for 2 minutes. John, I just sent you the link in your Facebook. Please go ahead and respond to that, sir. So I'll say this. I think the Falcons win this ball game. It's going to be a ground game. It's not really going to be an aerial display. 28-14. I think we give up 2 touchdowns. DK gets 1, or if it's not DK, it's gonna be your other wide receiver or whatnot. That's gonna probably get it. That's gonna be unknown.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Kenneth Walker.
You talking about the kid from Washington?
Jackson and Jigba Smith.
No, in Jibby.
Or Tyler
Yeah,
Lockett.
Jibby.
It's either gonna be in Jigma or the veteran. And then the other touchdown is gonna come from the ground. We're gonna give up 1 rushing touchdown. And it's gonna probably end up being a long. It's probably gonna end up being a long one.
Watch out for the kickoff return. Watch out for kickoff return. They got a bad one back there.
Hey, shout out to Jag Talk TV. Shout out to Jag Talk TV. That's Tonio, man. What's up, Coach Tonio?
What it do?
Hell, you been at?
Tonio been gone for about 150 million years, bro.
Rock up.
But hey, good to see you though. Hey, my prediction is I'm gonna say my prediction is gonna be 33-18.
You got 33-18. As soon as you said 33-18, the cricket deacon pops in. As soon as you said that, John,
what's going on, John?
No free advertisement on here, man.
Oh, man, I forgot. This is a corporate show. Good evening, gentlemen.
We tax people for that.
What's up, John? I've heard that I have been summoned for some purpose. I'm going to waive my usual fee and answer a question for free.
Well, you know what? You pretty much waived your fee when you started advertising that damn Brian's ice cream.
Okay,
you waived your fee right there.
I reiterated that this is going to be free. I put some emphasis on the fact that it was going to be free. But
hey, if we get a sponsorship, listen, if we get a sponsorship from Brian's ice cream because of that, John, and they give us unlimited amounts of ice cream, I'm gonna make sure we ship you. You let me know what flavor you like. I'm gonna make sure you get a ton of it, brother. I
want me some butter pecan. That's my favorite.
I got you.
And you know, there is a history about butter pecan that I didn't know about because only the Whits could eat the vanilla, and we had to make butter pecan, and they just didn't know how good that stuff was, Jack.
Man,
that's my favorite flavor. You put some egg, and I'm gonna tell you something. Pour some Kahlua.
Yes, sir.
Amaretto in it.
John, me and you got to talk. See, you said amaretto, brother. Me, you know what? You're a man after my own heart. But here's the question I got for you, because I saw you talked about the offense a few times in your show last week, and you were saying that we've got to figure out. But this is something that I wanted to ask you. We talked about this earlier. Kirk Cousins had a conversation with Zach Robinson. And you remember me saying, I said it was going to take one conversation, a specific conversation that was going to get the offense turned on. Remember I said that?
Yeah, you did.
That conversation was had last week when Kirk said, run the damn ball. He didn't care about throwing. Now, you got a quarterback that said, run the ball. Most quarterbacks are selfish and be like, nah, we're gonna throw the ball. They want to get their stats. What do you say about Kirk Cousins having that type of statement to a rookie offensive coordinator who went to go lean on his quarterback? And you normally don't see quarterbacks and young OCs really talking like that and getting opinions like that from a veteran. How do you feel that happened? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to cook on that, John.
Cook.
Well, I would definitely say that for the conversation to take place and for both parties to hear each other shows maturity on the young man's part, because Kirk Cousins has been running this particular offense all along. And last week, man, I'm telling you, Tyler Algier, with that dragging all of that freight behind him, trying to get that first down, man, that was one of the most impressive runs I've ever seen him run. Matter of fact, it inspired Bijan to knock somebody over last week too. You know, he hit somebody and knocked him over. But I go back to the 2016 season where Matt Ryan was being coached by Kyle Shanahan. And we found out that Kyle Shanahan was kind of a hard head. Matter of fact, he still is a hard head because he's still not allowing Brock Purdy to audible. And for him, for Kirk Cousins to say that, you know, it's a situation where I would say that things are starting to gel. Things are really starting to gel between the offensive coordinator, his pieces, his quarterback, and that offensive line too. Because I didn't hear McGarry's name in a negative way the whole game. Didn't hear it. And when you got somebody that you're questionable about and you don't hear their name, I'm really impressed at that. Now, this week against Seattle, it's another test. And I want to see how the communication that they had between each other translates into this game, because now people have 6 games on tape to refer to. What wrinkles will you provide in order to throw the dogs off the scent? Because that's a lot of what needs to happen. You need to keep the dogs going at false trails, you know, and that's going to demand a lot of your offensive coordinator, because you know I was one that wanted him to be down on the field because it was just like he wasn't seeing anything up in the booth. But Kirk Cousins is his eyes on the field. He's definitely his eyes on the field and his best consultant as to, you know, what it is that needs to be called or what type of strategy that I'm getting ready, that I'm beginning to see. We are at the cusp. I just have a feeling we're at the cusp of something good. These next few weeks are going to determine, because see, the rest of these games aren't as they're important, but they were not as crucial as these first 6 were. And we came out of these first 6 feeling real good.
And John, they surprised, and let's be real, they surprised you, because I said in the first few weeks, I actually said we would go 3-2. I remember saying at the beginning of the season, I said 3-2. K-Dub said 5-1. He was on the hype train with that one.
Right.
And then Glenn said he would love to be 500, but he would take 4-2. So Glenn was more accurate than all of us on here with the numbers, because I said 3-2. Glenn was on it or whatnot. But I got to give them credit, John, because every game that you've seen the Falcons in, even the 2 that we lost, they fought all the way to the end. They fought, and I think that this is a game that's going to be crucial for Atlanta this week, because if you can have another NFC win, John, that's 5-0 in the NFC.
Yeah, definitely.
Because think about it, you got the Minnesota Vikings to the top the NFC because they're undefeated. They haven't lost a game yet.
They playing Detroit this weekend.
Yep, and then you got Detroit. It's us in Detroit right now who are neck and neck with being 4-2, both of us.
Now,
so again,
excuse me, Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan. I wanted to ask something. Right?
Oh no, go ahead, John.
I wanted to find out now. Is Detroit and Minnesota playing the same time we are? Or is that a late game?
I think that might be a late game.
I'm pulling it up right now. Give me 1 sec. They play at 1:00.
Oh my God!
They play at 1:00.
Man, I would have wanted to watch that one.
That should be a 4:30 game.
Yeah, it should be.
They tried to flex it, but
Detroit's 4-1. I'm sorry. Detroit's 4-1, not 4-2. 4-1. I want them to be 4-2 because if we win this ball game, we move ahead of them. So again, Detroit is the team. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Minnesota's a dangerous team because we got to play them later in the season. But Detroit is the team that I got my eyes on, because at the end of the day, we gonna have to see them in the playoffs. And they've already shown that they're not afraid to play anybody. Their coach just screwed them last year. That's all that was. Their coach screwed them.
Man, we got some get back. They beat us up pretty bad, like week 2, week 3
Oh
last
yeah.
week. So
Not as
And
bad
here's
as
the thing.
Dallas. Good lord.
Here's the thing. If we get them in the NFC Championship game, I think we could get our lick back. I know I'm speaking. I'm with you, Carlos. I know I'm speaking into an existence. I feel like we get Mad Max, or if we don't get him, we're gonna get somebody that's gonna be able to bring the thump and help Judon to take pressure off of the middle of the pocket. Because here's the thing: if the offensive line, opposing offensive lines have to spread their guys out to stop either one of those two, guess what? You get penetration in the middle. You get penetration in the middle. Your linebackers get to eat. So at the end of the day, we need to sign somebody that's gonna come off the edge. We need to sign somebody because when we get into a game against Detroit, you got to deal with Jameer. You got to deal with that boy Gibbs. Dangerous player. Amon St. Brown, pretty much Jamison Williams. Like, they really got a good team over there. I think we can beat them because I think we have a loaded team. But I think the only thing that they have over us is this. They have playoff experience. They were in an NFC Championship game. They understand what it takes to get there. We're still figuring things out. Yeah, why not us? But at the same time, you got to factor that experience in. But don't think Minnesota is going to be a pushover either.
Oh, no.
Chicago, that whole division, that whole NFC North division, they all fighting right now.
I just don't feel like no game in the NFL is a pushover. I mean, it's a tough league. You have to be ready to play every single week, week in, week out. I mean, because like I said, we can't start smelling ourselves. We've been trying to get back to the playoffs the last 6 seasons, so we have to look ourselves in the mirror, stay the course, man, and continue to do what we've been doing and what our coaching staff has been preaching, and basically walking the walk and talking the talk like Raheem is doing, man, staying even keel.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, K-Dub, now, I got to agree with you 100% because, see, I've been seeing some reckless talk in various places from Falcons fans that think that we've already, won a playoff game already.
No, ain't do nothing yet.
No. This is just another brick in the wall. You got to build the wall. You got brick by brick. You got to put the mortar on it, level it off, trowel it off, and put that brick in there. You got to build the wall brick by brick. Don't ignore anything. Any defects that you see, correct them now, because we're in rarefied air compared to the last 8 years. I mean, this air I'm breathing here now, this is rich man's air. NFL talking rich man's air up here, man. I'm sitting up here. Oh man, this is hey, because we haven't breathed this type of air since 2016.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And hey,
John,
go get them, Falcons. Go get them. That's all I'm saying. Go get them. See a clown, knock him down. Go on to the next one.
I'm gonna say it this way here, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. If it ain't red, it's dead. I'm going old school with it, John. Fulton County Stadium, if it ain't red, it's dead. Somebody need to bring that banner back. And if it ain't somebody else, hell, I might bring it back when I come to Atlanta. I'm serious.
Why don't we bring it back when we play the Cowboys?
Why not? We owe them anyway because they beat.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole other segment. We ain't gonna do. Look, we already feeling good right now. I'm gonna tell you like this. We get 2 cracks at 2 teams from Texas this year, sirs. Saturday, Georgia gets Texas. I'm gonna tell you right now, for all you Longhorn fans, this Falcon fans, Kirby the Butcher will be in Austin this weekend, along with the UGA grocery store, traveling grocery store. We're gonna have oxtails for sale, porterhouse steaks, tomahawk steaks, and beef shanks. If you don't know what beef shanks are, you need to go ahead and just go look it up. I ain't gonna say nothing negative to you. We're gonna have the whole cow, ground round, and everything else for sale.
And mountain oysters on the half shell.
Hey, we'll let you have those mountain oysters. I ain't eating nothing that's mountain, brother. You can have that.
But now we need the dub. We need the dub.
Hey,
We need it.
all I'm gonna say is this: here we get them, and then let's keep it a buck. The Falcons get the Cowboys.
You talk about the wounded warrior.
Man, look, if New Orleans and Detroit can hang a 40 piece on them, I think we can hang a 50 piece on them. That's just me.
Go ahead
And
and get McCarthy.
if my cornerback playing the Cowboys decides he wants to slide before the end zone, I'm coming out the stand.
Hey, he did. Wait a minute, John.
He
That
did.
was
He
a
did the
football
right.
play.
He did
John,
the right thing.
John, that was
Mm-mm.
no, John. That was a football IQ play. You got to understand why he did that. I get why you saying that, but you got to understand why he did that.
But hey,
That's football IQ at its highest. That's a smart kid. I got to give it to him.
He just
Because if
earned
you
him
look
some more
at him, he's
playing
never
time.
out of position.
hey,
John,
we will agree to disagree on that one. We will
He
agree
earned
to
some more
disagree.
playing. He
I
earned some
got
more
to
playing
have them
time.
points. I got to
I
have
put it
them
this way.
points.
I'll come on the eye test and we'll have that discussion, my
Oh
brother.
yes, sir. We had a little bit last night, but hey, man.
I got you on
agree
that,
to
John.
disagree.
He earned
Hey.
some more playing time with that move. I guarantee you that.
Hey, well, we definitely appreciate the cricket preacher, John, the jackleg preacher, coming through.
Appreciate
And we definitely appreciate y'all for coming through the magnificent BirdCage crew and all the viewers that's out here. I know we went a little bit overboard this week, but hey, it's what it is, man. This is one of those times where we got to celebrate it or whatnot. So, hey, for everybody in the crew, y'all sit back and hang around for a moment. But everybody else that's on the screen, we thank y'all for coming through here. But you know what? Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here. So, with that being said, we will see y'all Sunday for the pre-game meal for the Falcons, and then I think we're going to have the potty line. So sit back, relax, and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all be easy. Peace.